This is what is known as a capsule room hotel. The slight difference from an actual capsule hotel is that it is a tiny bit bigger than just a single person occupancy. Basically, it has just enough space for a double bed with a tiny little bit of a walkway around the edge, and we do have our own shower and bathroom facilities. But it is basically known as a capsule room because it is only that tiny little bit bigger. Now, the great thing about capsule rooms, capsule hotels, is that obviously they are the bare essentials for travel. They take up the least amount of space possible, which means they are usually very affordable and very budget friendly. That's the reason that we specifically usually stay in these in the airport or the night before we're flying, to just make our travel experience that little bit easier. And that's what's happening today. We basically have a very, very early flight tomorrow. I'm sure some of you know by now that we are going to Malta. We've got lots of exploring and adventure-based videos coming up over the next few weeks. It is going to be, I think, a weekly video for a while. And our flight is at the crack of dawn. We've got to get up at about 3 a.m. in the morning. So there was no possibility of being able to travel before that. So we've come here to this capsule room hotel so that we can easily get our flight at 3 a.m. So I thought I'd give you all a little tour of what you actually get in a capsule room and how much money it is, because it is very, very budget friendly. Some of you might have been able to guess by now because of the colouring which hotel chain it is, but if not, I'll also tell you that at the end with the price. So let's do a little room tour of what you get. So as you can see here, it is a very narrow entranceway, and as you come in you have one very functional mirror just to check yourself in, and then there is only one space to hang one thing in the whole room. I'm presuming that is just for coats, or if you had a shirt, or if you had one pair of trousers that you didn't want getting creased overnight, and a little bit of a shelf up here for the odd thing that you might actually want to store, because it is so tiny that there is really no storage for anything. They have left you one space underneath for if you wanted to try and get a small suitcase in there, but I'm thinking if you had a very large suitcase, it would literally just have to stay here near the door. There is barely any space to actually move. Then you are literally here. It is just space for the double bed. Obviously, we've currently just left our very small carry-on backpacks at either side. You do get a tiny little ledge to put some things on, and there are some charging ports at either side. There is aircon and heating, and there is a very small TV, but it is very tiny. I'm sure that for reference you can see that this is actually a 4-foot double, so the capsule room is probably only about 6 foot across. There's roughly a foot at that side, a foot at that side there, and a foot and a half at this side here. So it's roughly 6 to 6.5 foot with this tiny little corridor, which also gives you access to the bathroom, which really does not give you much privacy other than a tiny bit of frosted glass. So you obviously have to be very close with anybody that you are sharing this room with, because there is not much privacy at all. But I do actually think it's a little bit better than perhaps in a capsule hotel where it's a tiny, just 3 metre or 3 foot by 3 foot pod, rather than a pod hotel. I think it's a little bit better in that you have this privacy of the shower, because obviously in a capsule hotel you have shared toilets and shared showers, which is okay, but this just has that little bit extra privacy. So big mirror here to get ready in. They provide the hand, hair and body gel. They've got one there and one there, and it's clean and it is cheap and cheerful. So I told you this is a very short video, but I told you all that I would share with you how much it is. And to stay here, it can range from anything from £20 a night to £80 a night. Because it is midweek when we are going, it has only cost us £45 to stay here, which is about $60. So obviously, because there is two of us, that averages out at $30 each. I hope you've enjoyed this little capsule hotel room tour. This is obviously us starting to make our tracks, but now we have a little series of our time in Malta before we do get back and set off on our van life series. We've got a few of these Malta series because there's actually more than you think to Malta. So stick around to find out everything we get up to in Malta, as I have a lot of really cool videos planned for you all. See you in the next video, which will be in Malta. Bye!